I know that some of you guys are saying that it is preseason game, and I agree with you guys. I completely agree. It is preseason game, so take we should not be too emotional about this. We should not care too much about the wins or losses on preseason. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, my fellow Chelsea fans. I do care about the win and the loss when it comes to preseason because it is a momentum giver, right? Now, I understand that as soon as we put in our C team, all of a sudden Juventus was able to score a goal. Zhegrova, what a lovely goal by Zhegrova, man. But Zhegrova is not a C team player, he's not a B team player. He's a player that can start for Juventus and is a guy that is at least one of the top five subs for Juventus, and he scored a goal against one of the youngsters who was at the back for Chelsea, right? It wasn't even Tosin or, Fofana, right? So I'm willing to let that go. But now I do want to talk about what I saw from Chelsea in the first half and at least in the first 30 minutes of the second half. In the first half, I think Chelsea was good. We weren't clinical. We did not have a shot on target in the first half, right? And there was a little lapses of concentration where Juventus, if they were clinical, they too could have scored. Keep in mind, guys, Juventus finished outside of the top four. They're not going to Champions League. They were horrible last season. They were mid, just as bad as us, Chelsea, last season. So there were moments where, like, okay, it seems like this is just a battle of the mid going against each other. If I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys, because Juventus is not a good team, and neither is Chelsea. That's why we brought in Alonso to figure out what it is that he has to do. Now, when I first saw the lineup, I said, okay, not bad. Caicedo is being paired with a 16-year-old Jack Zuli. But why is Tosin starting? Why is Fofana starting? I think it was kind of interesting to me how, like, he had João Pedro at the number 10 and he had Danny Welbeck as the number 9. Where I feel like it's time that we stop playing most of our first team players so that we can start building our chemistry as soon as possible. It should not be at the last game of preseason where Xabi Alonso is now trying to start the first team players. No, let it be now. Let it be this game against Juve. Juve is a big team. Even though they were mid last season, they were horrible last season. Let's play. So that's one of my biggest gripe about Alonso is that he's not starting now with our potential first team players. And I'm talking about Levi Colwell, right? I'm talking about, Cole Palmer, right? At least João Pedro at the number 9. Those little things. We saw Jimmy Gittins. We saw Quinda at the right wing. Jamie Gittins at the left wing. Palestra, Hato, Robert Sanchez. But I will tell you this. In the first half, I think it was a side of 50-50. There were stretches and moments where Chelsea was looking like they had the momentum and they had the ability to push back Juventus. But within that same first half, there was also stretches in the game where Juventus was also pushing back Chelsea. So I cannot say that Chelsea completely, outplayed Juventus, whether it's in the first half or the first 30 minutes of the second half. I'm not gonna go that far. And I think if you're a Chelsea fan, you guys would notice and agree with me that, you guys that the game was just not a one-sided domination game, right? And I do feel like one of the major issues was there was a big, big lack of creativity. And that's where the likes of Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez are missing, right? Danny Welbeck was nice. He was solid. He looked ready. He looked fit. He looked match fit. Obviously, he's not going to be the starting striker, and I think he knows that. But I think it's also nice to see that little potential combo because we never know. There might be a game where we're going to see João Pedro and Danny Welbeck on the same pitch at the same time. So I can actually agree with that. I can, you know, be fine with that choice, that with that selection that Alonso is trying to do right there. But what is it? What? But my biggest issue, and I need you, Chelsea fans. I need Chelsea fans to help me with this. What is Alonso playing style? You cannot tell me it's a 3-4-1-2 like you did with Leverkusen or like you did with Madrid. I still don't know what Xabi Alonso is trying to do as a Chelsea coach, not as a manager, as a coach, because we've seen what he's done as a manager. He's got Michael Palestra, Marcus Lacroix, Pep Chavaria is on his way, right? He got Danny Welbeck, he got Jordan Henderson. Okay, I understand that. As a manager, you've been solid this so far. This transfer window, as a manager, Alonso has been solid. But as a coach, what is your tactics? What is your style of play? What is your system? I'm struggling to find it out. And I know that it's preseason, but I think it's better that as soon as possible we start being able to identify what it is that we are seeing from Alonso's style of play. And like Palestra to me has been very solid. I'm really liking him, especially the way he go forwards. He's a little bit too stiff when he's trying to do some 1v1 dribbling. When trying to do some 1v1 take on, he's a little bit stiff, but that's understandable. He's tall. He's like 6'1", 6'2", I believe. Alessio is a tall lad. But the little 1-2 he does with Quenda, I think is nice as well. Quenda looks solid at the right wing. When he's trying to shoot the ball, wasn't on when he shoot the ball, he wasn't on target. So I'm hoping that he can fine tune his shot, fine tune his shot power, fine tune his shot placement because he was way off target when he was trying to bend the ball, when he's trying to shoot the ball, he was way off target. Those little times when Nicholas Jackson was able to link up with Palestra, and Palestra had a chance to score in the second half, but he did not have enough shot power to it. And Juve goalie was just able to just hug the ball, catch the ball. I need to see more from, from Chelsea. One of the major issues that I have watching this game was there was a severe lack of urgency. You could ask anyone that was watching this game alongside me. This game was boring. Guys, right now, as I am recording this video, it is 10 o'clock. I woke up at 7 a.m. to watch this game. East Coast time in the United States. And my biggest gripe was the game was boring by both teams. One of the major issues that we have last season is happening again. This is the fact that we are not able to be clinical. We got to find a way to put the ball in the fucking net, bro. We are not clinical at all. Caicedo is nice. Obviously, he doesn't have a Sugo or Romeo Lavia beside him. He had a 16-year-old kid who had to, a little bit shaky, but I think he was doing the best that he can. And I'm not mad that Alonso is giving these teenagers chances to show themselves in this preseason. I'm not mad at that at all. That's even good because now they're learning from the senior players and they're having confidence and the belief that maybe later on, this is what it's going to be like to play in a senior team. And that's good. Well done. Completely well done by Alonso for doing that. But I need to see our strongest 11. I need to see our best 11 start in the first half of the game. I need to see a game where Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Levi Colwill, Rob Sanchez, Hato, Palestra, Enzo Fernandez, they are on the same team. Joao Pedro, they are starting at the same time in the same game together at once. That's what I want to see right now as a Chelsea fan. And I'm hoping that other Chelsea fans are understanding where I'm coming from. I get it. It's preseason, but we can't go back to back losses in a preseason game. What we're doing here is not good at all. We are conceding goals. Like, come on now. Now, I will admit, bro, it took a moment of quality for Juventus to score a goal against Chelsea. Let's be honest here. That was a beautiful goal by Zagova. It was an individual moment of quality. So I'm not going to put too much stock in the fact that Chelsea is conceding goals, but I just don't like the fact that we're losing in back-to-back games in the preseason friendly. Now, yes, last season we won all our preseason games and we finished 10th. So preseason does not matter. I'll say it again. Last season, we won all our preseason games. I remember us beating AC Milan, and look at us. We're finishing 10th. I think something that, you know, needs to be worked on is that we just need to be able to find a way to just put the ball in it and be very clinical. One thing I do want to say is that Mikhailo Modric coming to the game during the last moments of the game, I was really happy for him. Um, Obviously, he could not bring anything to the game because he's very rusty, but I can see how he's running. I can see his jogging, his ability to run towards a full ball pass. Being able to try to connect the ball with other players, with other Chelsea players to link the ball up. I like what I saw from Modric. I think Nicholas Jackson was phenomenal in my opinion. Once again, his link up and hold up play is always the best attribute of Nicholas Jackson. The problem is just his finishing. The guy is good from Rob Sanchez box all the way to he get into the box 18 and all of a sudden it feels like he's a victim of Space Jam because all the talent and all the intelligence, all the IQ is just sucked out of him, bro. Because he just can't finish. But his link up play and hold up play will always be an amazing thing. I think he does that better than João Pedro because João Pedro is always going down the line. I don't know if he's trying to do it. I don't know if he's deliberately doing it intentionally or he's just that physically weak where João Pedro goes down so easily. And João Pedro can be strong when he wants to. So that was one thing I would say that. Towards the end of the game, I see Liam Delap was also trying to show some things as well. But I will say this. Chelsea is a work in progress. We're in work in progress, so I'm hoping that you know um, we're able to work on our attack. What I will also say is that Alonso, you have to start bringing in Morgan Rogers and Enzo Fernandez and Lacroix, man. I need the first team players. That is the biggest gripe I have about this. The first team players playing together. Let's see what we can do. Let's start fine tuning that shit as soon as possible. More than half of these Chelsea players are not gonna be here for the season, bro. So Alonso needs to like just you've done enough. You played 3 games already, and you've given all the young promising players the chances, man. Right now, start playing the senior players because that's what I want to see. On Saturday, we're going up against AC Milan, and I hope that I get to see what I want to see, bro. A style, a system of play, and our first team players back on the pitch playing together. Simple. I hope appreciate you. I do appreciate you guys. I'm a little bit tired, I haven't slept all day last night, and I've been awake since 5 a.m. and right now it is almost 11 a.m. my time in the East Coast. So forgive me if I'm a little bit out of it. I just hope you guys could please like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section what you think about Chelsea, and I'll catch you guys later, man. Peace out.